Any injury or lineup adjustment situations?
Well, Ennis is going to be out tonight. He's got flu-like symptoms, and it's really been bugging him over the last 2 days. So he won't be out. He won't be out there tonight.
Okay, and at the midpoint of the season, there have been different stretches in the first half where a player will sit out for a little while. Ntilikina did it. Dotson did it. Most recently, Hazonia was out for a little while. I mean, he's had 3 pretty good games, helped you get a win. Do you sense a dynamic because you have maybe more than 10 guys, 11, 12, 13, 14, that you could play, that there's something to that? Or is there something that you're like saying to these guys in that situation?
I think it's just a message of, you got to keep being consistent with what you're doing. And because there's so many of them, I have to keep some level of fairness to this. And, if they're producing and really, doing the job at a certain level, then I try to keep them in the mix and in the rotation. But if at a certain point, they hit a bump over multiple games, I just feel like it's only fair to give the guys that's been out, busting their hump, an opportunity to show, that they deserve that second chance. So, for whatever reason, this group responds to it. Obviously, it doesn't show up in the wins category, but it definitely shows up in the performance category when they come back. And I think it just says that they have a lot of character.
Where does Luke fall in that, having seen him on the road now and had a couple of good performances?
I've really been happy with Luke. I think Luke is almost like a breath of fresh air, a good surprise. I don't know how many people were counting on Luke to be a rotation player, but I think he's slowly working himself into being that type of NBA basketball player because of his skill set. And it's just a matter of him, at first it was funny because, he passed out the ball on a post-up in practice a couple weeks ago, and I yelled at him because I'm like, what are you doing? I said, stop putting a cap on yourself. Because he had this image that I should be the guy that always has to pass the ball and always has to move the ball, but he has a real post-up skill set and some other things. And so, I think we're just seeing the beginning of Luke's development and where he can go.
What aspect of your defense would you like to see most improve over the second half of the season?
Field goal percentage, rebounding. I think those 2 areas. We really have to do a better job in pick and roll defense, especially from a weak side standpoint. I'd like to see the second half that we grow in that area.
So it's more guys that aren't involved in the sort of
Always.
initial action?
It's never the guys involved in the initial action that's making the mistakes. I mean, they do make the mistake, but ultimately, and I would probably say this is a cross-league, all coaches, if you ask them, they would say the weak side of their defense is always the part of it that's struggling, whether it's helping or rebounding or whatever, closeouts, close and contain, all of the things that come on the weak side of the ball.
Is KP, is he going with you guys to London or is he staying back?
Right now, I'm thinking we're leaning towards keeping him back because of the distance of the trip. We talked to him today. I got to spend some time with him today, which was nice. And he's in a really a great groove right now with his workouts and his development. He was on the court today with one of the coaches, so we're leaning towards most likely keeping him back.
Would that be disappointing? I know he's a big European star and he's a big star out there.
Yeah, I don't know how that, I don't even weigh all of that stuff into it. I'm just thinking more about what's best for his leg and getting him back on the court, nothing jeopardizing where he's at.
In talking to him, where is his mind frame at in terms of
Positive. Obviously, he misses playing. That part has been hard, but he's starting to get stronger, so he's feeling better. And, he seems to be in a really good place.
Steve Middleton said that when he started to work out with the coaches on the court, he was shooting pull-up threes and dumping a little bit. Has he progressed at all there? Or is it
Still kind of the same. Yeah. We're still being cautious, I would say, but at the same time, he's pushing, getting to next levels and jumping and moving and his strides and all of that stuff. So, today I walked by him and I just put my hand out like this. Because it's just, for me, it's like, I can't even say what it is, but it's a mind, and I just, God, I got this 7-foot beast here. So I literally did like this. He started laughing. He was like, "Don't look, Coach, don't look." So it was, but he's progressing, and I think he's in a really good place right now.
Who works with them? Is it Coach
Caleb.
Caleb.
Yeah. They got that Spanish thing going. I think they be talking crap about me half the time. I don't understand what they're talking about, but yeah, they he's listening to Spanish rap while the workout's going on, and Caleb's got them going. And they're the only two guys that knows what they're talking about in the gym. So it's pretty cool. They're forming a good relationship.
I know Steve said that in mid-February he'll be reevaluated again. But do you start to see hints of now? There's so much question about what he's going to be like with the back. Do you see the same player you saw before?
Yeah, I don't see a drop. That I don't see. I haven't seen him move in a way that makes me go, uh-oh. So no, I think we're going about it the right way. His body looks great. He looks strong. He's defined. And it's just a matter of time, and when we get him, we'll be happy.
What are you seeing with Mario now that he's back last weekend?
We're just keeping it one game at a time with him, and just trying to keep his head clear about what his job is and what we expect, and hopefully we keep him growing in the right direction. Like I said before, none of these guys are ever buried. We're just working on them and trying to get to what is the thing in there that can unlock them. And so maybe they take a step back and they fall out of rotation or the minutes drop, but ultimately what we're doing behind the scenes with them, is really trying to reboot them in a way that can get them back to a place that they can play consistent minutes. And so, credit to Keith Smart and what he's been doing with the kid. And the rest of the staff, they've really been working hard with him, especially on how he sees the game in his mind.
Is it from both sides? Is it from both sides, offensively and defensively?
Everything, yeah, every part of it, and just really the approach to the game, the mental aspect of the game, a lot of confidence thing, all of those things we're trying to tinker with to get him to a level of, that he can be a player that we can depend on.
Do you remember having a stretch of schedule like this where you guys would be 10 days on the road in the West Coast and for like 4?
This is I like it. It's good for him. I just see it as all experience. Everything's experience for this group. And right before we went out to the West, we played 9 and 16 days, which was a beast. And they had to battle through that. And then obviously you go out West and you play those teams, who are all so talented and so good. And now you get 2 games at home against 2 really good teams, and now you got to head out to Europe. So it's just like, I just like the idea of them they can't relax mentally, and it's always a challenge for them. It's constantly making them uncomfortable, and just pushing them to a place where they have to adapt.
What stands out? You have to see any of the stuff that Mario said yesterday about wishing that he had his staff as a rookie. And
I didn't. You know me. As much as I like you guys, I try not to read a word you say.
one of the things he's talking about.
You're missing out.
I'm sure I am. I'm sure I am.
One of the things he's talking about is that even though he's had these stretches where he's not playing at all, he has no intention of going rusted. Like he wants to be a part of this.
Well, the kid comes in with an attitude every day that is like, anybody in the organization can tell you, you can hear Mario when he walks in the building, because it's just, he brings a joy and an excitement to the gym and a fun, attitude to the game. And then he gets out on the court and he competes and he works at it. So you root for him and you want him to do well. And, like I said, our coaches have really just poured their heart and soul into all of these guys, and especially Mario. And he's a willing participant in it, which is great. And so, I'm just happy that he feels that way about our group, and it's a testament to the group of people that we have here, that we've hired, that a player in his 4th or 5th year says that about us.
Coach, I just posted this video where you have like 7 burgers.
I kind of heard about this one.
Cheap day.
This one I kind of heard about. I haven't seen it, but I kind of heard about it.
And then people are assuming that he got sick after eating.
He didn't eat 7 burgers. There's no way. It's just his body would have rejected that. And, no, I can't see that. It's just, The guy walks around with his shirt off all day in the locker room. There's no way he's stuffing 7 burgers down his face. I just don't see it. I think people sometimes take the gram too serious.
But just being the second half of the season officially 41 left, what do you want to see from the team? And what do you want to see? What should fans look for from this team?
You know, I think the first half of the season, despite I understand, you know, the record doesn't show it, but what we accomplished in the first half is, one, we took care of our building. And I'm talking about the internal workings of how we treat each other and how we operate and the work ethic and the respect that we pay each other every day, from the trainers to the coaches to all of us, in a way with you know, hopefully we're not selling each other out or blaming each other. And I don't feel that in the building. I really feel like we accomplished that. And then I felt like the young guys really took a big step from summer league to now. Now I want to see them start to be able to execute systematically. And if they can start executing the defense at a higher level and seeing situations before they happen, you know, and offensively really letting go and being okay with just making an easy play and sharing the game. You know, so those are the things I'm going to be looking for. Obviously, we're pushing, and I still preach that we're going to compete and try to win every single game we play. And the guys are into that, and that's what makes me most proud of them, is because they come with that attitude and that work ethic every day. So hopefully the second half of the season we can start seeing steps in those areas.
Coach, specifically, how have you seen Kevin improve throughout the year so far?
I mean, you know, obviously when he got the ankle injury early, that set him back some. You know, and for a guy to go down with something like that early and then to come back in December, become the Eastern Conference Rookie of the Month, I think all of us throughout the organization are really pleased with where he's going. And you know, the cool part is not only that the guys celebrate it, but they really work hard they're working hard to get him there, because they all see something in him, and so they go at him every day, and they work with him every day, and they talk to him every day, and it's really like a cool thing to see how everybody's pitching into his development.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys.